Teddy Swims. What's happening? How are you?
Oh, great, man. Just here in DC getting ready for another show tonight. So, riffing it, man.
You're getting around. You're getting around a lot.
I sure
A
am.
few days ago, I was in Indiana. I'm from Indiana, and I was like listening to the radio, and somebody said, "Man, the Teddy Swim show last night was amazing." I'm like, "Wow, life is so short and small and weird. The world is small." Because I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, we were just there.
I knew that we were going to have this conversation. I'm like, "Wow, this is cool." What's it like? What's it like doing a show in Indiana versus because you were here in Abu Dhabi in November. Are you the same person? Are you the same person, like no matter where you can be seen, or do you know
Yeah,
this
totally.
audience is different?
I think I'm very unfortunate that I get to just kind of be the unapologetic me.
Best dad ever. I mean, the first thing I saw when we started, I see the hat. Best dad ever.
Yeah,
Um,
my stage manager Shu got it for me, and it's been on my head the last few days. I'm really grateful for it. It was
you got a
really
freshie.
sweet. He got me this and what's that?
You got a freshie. You got like a real new baby.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got a freshie, man. Yeah, he's 3 weeks old.
Oh my gosh. What's that like? Talk about being a dad. What's
Uh,
is there a difference?
it's
Is there a
the
difference?
coolest, man.
Teddy Swims 4 weeks ago versus now?
Yeah, oh God, yeah, man. It's dude, it's the most incredible thing in the world, man. And I mean, I hated like about a week ago we left and I'm going for about another week, and I'll be home. So but leaving him was like the hardest thing I've ever had to do, man. I immediately apologized to all my buddies in my crew that have babies. I was like, I cannot believe I've been ripping you guys from your babies. I was just sobbing and crying. I mean, he's everything. I mean, literally, the amount he's grown this week just over FaceTime has been insane, man. He's finally getting like control of his neck and stuff, and it just is like I can't believe I'm missing all these beautiful little tiny little steps he's taking. And so, but I'll be back in no time. So it's
Is there guilt? I mean, I'm sure there has to be a little guilt, and it's going to happen for the next several years now. I'm sure you're going to want to work. Do you think you'll pull back a little bit, or you think you're just going to keep going hard?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and I'll be able to I'll be able to travel with him. So I think there's like. There's a lot that, in my experience, I remember talking to like not too long ago before he was born. I was chatting with Chris Stapleton, and he was talking about him and Morgan, his wife. They were like they this year I think was like the first time that him and his kids have like been home and like not touring like and like homeschooling on the road and stuff like that. So it's like it can be done. You know what I mean? It can be done, and so I mean, I want my kid to have like whatever life he wants to have, but I mean, there is a balance, and a lot of people have done it before me, so I'm not too worried about it being. I care enough, and I love him very much, and he's my world, and so whatever he wants, I'd forsake everything for.
I like how you just threw out. Oh, I was talking to Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen. We're
Yeah.
just hanging out. Your career is pretty, relatively new. I mean, as far as I've been doing radio for a while, and it's like you see people come up, and how are, how is it now? I mean, you kind of made it, right? You've made it. How is it now versus, I don't know, 5 years ago, the YouTube days? Is it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, I'm really, really like it's beautiful. It's everything I wanted to be. There's just some things about it like you don't like nobody prepares you for the like the funerals or the birthdays, the weddings, the things like that you gotta miss, you know what I mean? Which really um I mean little baseball games and stuff like that your cousins are having, all those things that you miss are just like really tough sometimes. It can be really hard and everybody of course understands and they're proud of you, but it is missing some of those hard times at home that your family's going through, you know what I mean? Them kind of standing in the gap from far away. I think I think that's a hard thing too, and I've also had to do a lot of like self work on myself. I remember 5 years ago thinking that when I got this and when I got this level that I thought I would feel happy and all my problems would go away, and it's like couldn't be further from the truth. Like I thought I was gonna get this certain level of validation, I guess, and then I was gonna be validated and I was gonna love myself, and then turned out when I first got up here, I was at a really rude awakening and really like still hating myself and really sinking into a bottle and I had to kind of do some self work and self love and learn some things and learn to love myself because I guess like no matter how much validation you get, you're that doesn't give you self love. That doesn't make you love you or make you believe anybody. So like there's been a lot of work that I've done over the last few years that now I can say where I'm sitting at is a really healthy, loving place. And I'm grateful for everything that happened before this too. But
It's
I'm in a
interesting.
good spot.
Good. I'm glad you said you're in a good spot because it sounded like, wow, this famous thing, this famous talented thing sounds like not such a great time. So what's some of the positive thing? What's like the best thing about being where you are now?
I get to do the best job in the world with my best pals, man, and those are the same kids I've been playing with my whole life, and also most importantly too, there's an outlet I get that I get to go up there on stage every night and something that I was like so hurt by. I get to cry about in front of strangers every night, and they're also out there crying with me and screaming along. And I think we get to just kind of reclaim ownership of our own little traumas and celebrate it together and party through this bad thing that happened to us. You know what I mean? And or celebrate the good things that happened to us too. And I think it's just great to have that outlet to be vulnerable and to be safe, to have a safe place that I can go and dump my feelings and feel like I'm not alone, I think there's nothing better than that. And also, of course, like the chance to hang out with badass stars too that you look up to. That's a really cool thing about being famous too, I think.
Who's your favorite so far? Who's somebody that you met? It's just like your favorite person to just say, hey, I've had some time with that person.
Oh man, I think Thomas Rhett is probably my favorite person in the freaking world, man. I got a show coming up with him in a couple of days, and he's really one of my favorite dudes I know. And I mean, like the list goes on and on though, but I think, and John Mayer was a really cool guy. I got a chance to spend a couple t days with him a couple years ago, and it's like the coolest human being. That guy's like too cool for school, man. I don't know how he's just like he looks like nothing ever bothers him. I'm sure it does, but I got rips.
Who's somebody you haven't met yet? You're like, maybe would be even a little intimidating, like an idol.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to meet Adele. That would be like the most incredible thing. Like if I could sing songs with her from like sitting next to her and singing it, I feel like I would hear her voice like as close, like like this close to me. I'd be like, whoa, dude. I would be just absolutely in shock. I mean, she's so incredible. So Adele, I think, is the one for me.
It's gonna happen. You know it'll happen at some point. So just
I
have you
hope
thought
so,
what
man.
are
I
you gonna
keep
say?
claiming it.
Have you thought what am I gonna say when I meet Adele? Have you thought about it?
I love you. I guess this. I love you, girl.
I've tried everything but therapy, part one and part two. I know that I'm sure therapy is in many different forms, right? So therapy doesn't have to be just sitting in somebody's office, sitting on a couch, talking to somebody, whatever. What do you like to do that has nothing to do with music? Like, do you have any hobbies you consider
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
therapy?
just getting. So as that was one of the biggest things that my therapist, when I did start trying therapy, said it's like maybe you should get things outside of this. And so I've been. One thing's cool over the last couple months. My security guys that I'm on the road with. He's like an old Golden Glove winner too. So we've been like every day kind of hitting like pad work and doing boxing, and I've really gotten like kind of passionate about it, like just fitness and boxing. But boxing is so much fun, and I don't think I'll ever do it. And like where I don't want to get hit in the face. I can't afford that. But at least it's like practicing boxing, and it's been a real good hobby for me. And I've really been loving it. And then also I just bought the Switch 2, so that's like I've been playing a little Mario Kart here and there, but
Nice.
I'm still learning hobbies. I'm usually like most days I'm I'm literally if I'm not in and we're playing a show, but I'm usually hitting the gym and then writing a song and then also doing the show. So I don't really have that much outside of here other than the gym, but I mean, I don't know. I love what I do though, so it's it's
So
kind of hard to beat.
it's funny you mentioned boxing because we got a guy here. He's brand new. He's like 20 years old. He's a kid, right? And I want you to talk some sense into him then because I keep telling you he's a fighter and he actually does fight actual people. His name's Adam. Adam, say hi to Teddy Swim.
Teddy, I love you.
He does.
I love you, bro.
He's so excited for this. And I said you can have one question with Teddy Swims, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, he doesn't want to be a fighter professionally, and yet he keeps fighting. Like he keeps going into these boxing matches. And so, could you please encourage him? He's pretty, right? You can see him. He's pretty.
Yeah, beautiful.
This is the best day of my
Well,
life.
give her hell, bro. I feel the same way though, because if I was like, I would love to maybe one day fight, but I'm like, I don't know, man. That's all it takes is somebody hit me in the jaw, and then I'm cooked for weeks on singing. Like this is, I'm just trying to do it for some fitness, and it's also a lot better than like. I think sometimes cardio can be so mundane, so it's been really helpful to me to like keep it fun and interesting and learn a new skill. It's been a long time since I like started something that I sucked at. You know what I mean? And so it's fun to fall on your face again and fail. It feels good, right?
Right? It's awesome. Brent doesn't like me fighting, and I tell him it's awesome. It's the best thing, and he doesn't like it.
He's new in radio. I don't want him to mess up his face.
You don't need a face for radio.
Yeah. I've heard that expression. It's got the face of radio.
Dude, we are in a social media world now. You have to have a face, okay? Also, Teddy, don't get punched in the liver. I hear the worst is getting punched in the liver.
It's true.
I punch myself in the liver enough on a daily basis.
Adam, here's his one question.
You weren't a good singer when you started, which I can't believe. Hearing you now, you not being good at one point. But what was that moment? Tell us about that moment where you finally realized I'm actually good at this and I can make a career out of this.
Man, hopefully next week, man. You know what I mean? I know. Like technically, I'm good. Like dynamics. I've done enough like learning about this that I know I am good at what I do. But I don't know. I can't tell you like the first time that I was like, I like realized like or found like I was like, okay, this is gonna work, But I always had the delusion of this was gonna work. There's no matter what but I remember my first bands and first songs I wrote though too, like being embarrassed to show them because I knew that they weren't great. I knew that I wasn't quite there, and then I knew that I wasn't like excited to play those records for people. So I don't remember the first record that I was like, all right, now I'm on it. Cause it's like every time, like when you make the record, every time you feel like you're doing a good thing. You know what I mean? And I don't know when I got like exceptional, I guess, but like the whole way through it though, I was absolutely delusional that I was going to do this for a living. And so I guess the skill set didn't matter like as much as it's like the motivation and the drive did, and I think the skill is going to come with that motivation and drive, but I can tell you that like my first ever band, Heroic Bear, we had an EP. It's a little metal band. We have an EP still on YouTube, and if you want to listen to me really suck, then like it's still out there for you. You'll be like, dude, this guy really grew. So.
All right. Well, hey, good job, Adam. That's solid.
You.
So I think this is like his first big interview. So appreciate you taking a question from Adam. You're going to be here in Dubai, November 22nd, Coca-Cola Arena. Super excited to see you. Did you make your way to Dubai when you were in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, we sure did.
Yes.
And it was a blast over there. I mean, that whole area, everything I got to see over there was gorgeous, man.
Well, when you're here, please, and these aren't just words, please. We would love to see you here in this studio, and we'll all get together and punch our livers.
I can't wait, bro.
Right.
That sounds amazing, dude.
Yes, man. Teddy swims. Teddy swims.
Love you,
Thank
Teddy.
you, bros. I appreciate you so much, man.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
We'll see y'all soon.
See you in November.